If you are a food blogger, you want to listen to this or any other kind of blog that you have, this might be interesting to you. So I wanted to just do a little study here, and it actually was a real life situation, and I just thought I'd share it with you. So I had some food that was expiring soon, and I wanted to use it well, not expiring, but best used by. So we know that canned food actually does last longer than the best use by date, but I was cleaning out my pantry and I thought, okay, well, I have these things that are expiring soon. I mean, Best Buy soon. So I had a can of condensed tomato soup, I had a can of corn, and I had a can of chicken broth. So I went to ChatGPT as the first thing I thought of. I didn't think about the internet, which is really strange for me. So I went to ChatGPT and I wrote in this: I have condensed tomato soup, chicken broth, canned corn that I need to use up. What can I make from these along with either rice, pasta, or tortillas that I can make that is not soup? Because I did not, a couple of my grandkids don't like soup. So, and I was making it for them plus one of my sons, and et cetera, and me. So it says, here's 4 fast weeknight ideas. Now, what I want to show you is how simple this is. First of all, it gave me super simple. It gave me the Southwest chicken and corn rice skillet. It says uses, saute, toast, build, add, like so finish. I don't need photos. I know how to cook. So I don't need, and I don't need like big instructions or anything. So this was incredible. Then it had this cheesy tomato corn pasta bake, which is another one I could have made. Then it has a tortilla stack enchilada pie, which one of my daughters asked me to send, and she made it yesterday. And then stuffed peppers, and then simple add-ins if you wanted to add stuff in. And I just thought this is so brilliant because you have a choice of different things really quick, right? So then I decided I would go to Google and I wrote, what can I make with 1 can of condensed tomato soup, a can of corn, da 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 da, the same thing, but I asked Google. So immediately what comes up, and what's interesting is you notice that Gemini didn't come up right away. That was interesting. So their AI couldn't do it. So Facebook came up first, but I don't want to click through that because it really just doesn't. I can tell right away. I don't like what it's going to be, so I'm not going to click. It's just another click I have to do. Then I scroll down and it says these, which we know are not going to answer my question. So I'm scrolling back by people also ask. And then Reddit. I don't go to Reddit. I don't like Reddit. I try very hard not to go there. So I just skip through that, and it's just going to be too much like going down the rabbit hole kind of situation. And I'm trying to find something fast. I just want my answer really quick. And then it goes to recipes, and Pioneer Woman. That sounds good. But again, it said soup, and I don't, and I said not soup, right? Another soup and another soup. So I'm not going to click on those because I specifically said I don't want soup. Then another one from Facebook, and then we have the first recipe. Now, I went to this first recipe, and it actually changed from the last time I've been on All Recipes. So we went right there, and it actually had a recipe here. Let me see. It had, yeah, and so it has a recipe here. But what if I don't want that one, right? So anyway, so I thought, okay, well, let's go. So then I went down to, I think it was the Lone. So the other one that came up a lot was the Campbell's site did come up. But again, there's soups, and I didn't want soup. So I went to this, I think it's Lone Star, I'm not sure. Let's see. No, Todd and Diane, that was on the list. So I went there and I wanted to show you the problem. So this site is SEO'd very well because it was on the first page of Google, and it was beating out every other food blog on there for my query. But here's the problem. Look how much, in order for this site to be SEO'd, she's got to write so many words. She's got to have her links right away. This has to be SEO'd really good. And then she has to make money with the ads. So the ads are in there. And I look how far I have to go just to get to the recipe. And then I have the pop-up. So, and I don't mind all this. I have this kind of stuff on my websites, but but I can understand the experience when you're looking for this is basically recipes, and we'll do this on different topics to see what happens. Um, and then it's her story. So if I wanted to learn about her and become a follower, then this is great. But that's not what I was, that wasn't the intent of my search right then. And then she goes on to more stuff here and more. And it's just this a long, long thing. And guess what? I get all the way down and it's a freaking soup. So I'm not, but look how far you had to go to get to the recipe. Okay. Now let me go at the top. It does say soup at the top, which I didn't even notice because I was looking right at her photo and I didn't notice the soup there as well either. Let's go back and see something here. And then there was a Cora there. But again, here's a soup and a soup. They're all soups. And that's not what I wanted. So if we keep, and now I'm all the way down to the bottom of the page. So as a food blogger, you're going to have to figure out a way in order to stay relevant moving forward. You're going to have to figure out some kind of way to compete with ChatGPT. Now, you could be the one that ChatGPT sources, but I'm not going to click on their sources and see. I don't even think they give the sources here. Yeah. So the source isn't even given. It's just giving me the answer right away. So that is one of the situations that's not that that's not a good. So when you're asking something very, very specific like this, asking GPT it most of the time is going to get you the answer quicker. And now we have GPT on our phones. Now I typically don't click on the icon when I'm on my phone. I ask Siri and then Siri pulls up GPT for me. So I'm not technically like typing it in or opening the app. Here I have my app open on my computer to do my regular work. And so I'm not, when I'm looking for something or need to talk with GPT, the good thing about for me is that I am working all the time when I'm on the computer. I'm not playing games. I own three companies, three businesses. And so I'm working in one of those businesses all the time when I'm online because most of those businesses, one of them is off, is local services, but I still work online for all the marketing and everything that we do for that's my remodeling company. So I do have that physical aspect of it, but I'm still online so much of the time doing our marketing, doing Google My Business, doing blogging, doing, photos, emailing people, everything. So it's right here at my fingertips just to have Chat GPT open. So, if you are, for instance, a food blogger, what are some things that you can do to still remain relevant? So, I'm going to say, you still have to have your website and figure out something that you can give people that they want to subscribe so you can build an email list. That's the most important thing. You got to, what is it that you can give them that the AI can't give them? And figure what that is. Maybe build a community around a certain type of recipe. Let's say it's Spanish influenced recipes or something like that, or Italian or Mediterranean. Let's go with Mediterranean recipes, and you want to have build a community around there. So then you're going to want to do things like have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. You're going to want to build a tribe over on X, and then you're going to want to build your TikTok audience or Instagram or both, whichever you have time for. And then drive that traffic to your website. So then when they're going to your website, they're actually going there not from a query, but for an intentional purpose to go to your website. That's what I highly recommend you to do if you are a food blogger, because I don't see if you're just depending on organic traffic. Oh, Pinterest is also a really other good place for you to go and drive that traffic back to your site, which then drives them into a freebie, which puts them on your email list, which then you ask them to come join your community and build community like that. That is what is super like important to me, so that you can have a long-standing business within your niche. Okay, those are really important things. So write those down and make sure that you get those done. Ask me in my comments if you have any questions about it. And we would love to help you. I own one of my companies is a virtual assistant company. We do outsourcing and we can help you set up all of these properties. platforms, and we can help you with the content and your reels, etc., whatever it is that you need to help push this forward, as well as keep up with your organic marketing. Just let me know. In my description below is a link to our 365 things that you can outsource to a virtual assistant is right there. So you can click on that and get that. You can just reply to me in this YouTube video. You can just leave a comment that you're interested and you want to get started. Just say, let's get started. And I'll reach out to you in the comments and then bring you into our onboarding system, or we can set up a call and I can talk with you and to go over your goals and what your business is all about, and then see if we're a good match. So hopefully we can work together, and I hope this was helpful to you. See you on the next video.